Hey out there, Scott Morrison, the Kinetic Ninja. Hey, for all you DIY ninjas, I see a lot of people using PVC to make trapezes and big fat tubes to climb on, and I think that that's awesome, but I absolutely hate when bolts stick out the bottom. I think it's unsafe, unsightly, and unnecessary. I'm going to show you my quick solution to it. First off, this is the tube I want to make and fix and get hung up real well. I'm going to go ahead and cut off about a 2.5 inch section of it. I've got right here a couple of pieces of plywood, about 2.5 inches to 3/4 inches tall, about 8 inches long. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set them down right up against each other, draw a quick line, or throw a quick clamp on it, so that I can go through real quick, and I'm going to draw an arc across the bottom. This is going to give me an area that I'm going to treat with a resist. I'm going to use butcher's wax right here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to rub this in right where I've marked right there on my plywood. Be generous. Cover that in real good. Do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and hit the inside of my PVC tube. Take that section that I waxed. I'm going to lay that down like so, lining up some marks. I'm going to throw a clamp on here for a moment. Tip it up and get out the world famous hot glue gun. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around the lip of this. So now that I've sealed that, I'm going to set that right back down. Then I get my mix. Hey there, so today I'm going to use the 2-part epoxy that I would normally use when I pour climbing holds. I've got my form all set to go. I measured out 5 ounces of each component part. I'm going to go ahead and mix those together. And simply pour it in the mold. We'll come back in a little while and I'll show you the result. Any real 2-part epoxy would work with this. Heck, even concrete would work for this. Anything that pours into that mold you can duplicate the shape of, and I'll show you what we'll do next. Alright, so it's been 20 minutes. That's the cure time for this particular resin. I'm going to go ahead and take the clamp off. I've got an X-Acto knife here. I'm going to go ahead and score and break where the hot glue is holding everything together. And then I'm going to focus on that side and see if I can't break it free. And so now I've got a nice little filler block so that whenever I need to hang something, I can drill through and put a bolt head there. I'm going to go ahead and trim off these edges a little bit, hit it on the sander just to smooth all that stuff out. Be back in a minute. So I've gone ahead and knocked the edges off my block. I'm going to go ahead and grab a drill because this resin is so nice to work with. I can even just go so far as to estimate where the middle is, line that thing up. And now maybe you can see what I've created. I've given myself a support block that I can simply drill a hole through my PVC, go through this, and add a nut and washer underneath, inside the pipe, that can lock everything together. So we're back at the gym. I got my 10-foot piece of PVC, 6-inch diameter. I've measured in 5 inches from the end on a line that's centered across the top. All I got to do is bore a couple holes and then use my little reamer tool to soften the edge. Now to add the bolts and support blocks. Alright, so the way I finally set this up, I get myself a nice 6-inch bolt. I've taken this nut and I have torqued it down as much as I can against the top of this to keep it from turning. I'm going to add a washer. I'm going to hold my spacer block inside, line everything up, and then I'm going to go ahead and add one nut, to the bottom. Oh, I gotta get a washer on there. A nut, a washer, the spacer block, I do some initial tightening to line up where I want the bolt to line up, and then I am going to add a second nut with some removable Loctite on it. This is just in case this spins and starts breaking apart. This will allow me to open this back up if I need to, because I like to use this tube as just a long balance tank and as part of my spinning bridge as well. Just a little bit of that Loctite on there. I'm going to lock those two bolts, or those two nuts, against each other. And now I've got a rock solid bolt or attachment point to my tube with nothing sticking out the bottom. A lot safer. Take a look inside. I'm going to go down and do the other end. I hope this helps you guys out. I hate seeing those things on the bottom of PVC. I also did the same thing for a smaller diameter. I poured a long length of it, cut it into short pieces, and then used that as my spacer block. This technique will really help you out, friends. Take care.